I pre-order most of my new comics. Well, my shipment just came in. Let's open up this box and find out what I've got. Welcome back, comic book fans. It's Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I've got an unboxing for you today. This is my monthly shipment of comics I get in from M&M Comics. I pre-order most of my new comics this way. It's a pre-order system, 2 to 3 months in advance. I get awesome discounts, 35% up to 50% off on every one of these books. It saves me a lot of money. Even though I do a lot of new comic book day videos, primarily I order most of my new comics this way and only use new comic book day to catch up on the books that I failed to pre-order, or I might not have known what the art looked like, so I didn't pre-order that particular book. Well, we're going to open up the main shipment right here and find out what I got. So what I'm going to do is off camera, I'm going to open this up so we don't have to worry about technically an unboxing. But I'll do this. I'll bag and board everything so they'll be protected when they set up here in the stand, and then we'll do a show and tell. So stay tuned and I'll be right back.
2 hours later.
Alright guys, I'm back. It took me forever to bag and board every one of the comic books in this box. It was massive, it was heavy, and I realized after I started going through this that I probably should have received this at least a month or so ago at this point, because some of these books in here, I mean, we're on issue 2 in this box, but we're already in issue 5 and 6 on the regular series if you go out to the newsstand, and I'm going, why was this so long in getting here? I don't know, but one of the things that you're going to find in this box right here was I did pre-order with M&M Comics the entire run of all of the free comic book day books, and I've got a stack. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this. I mean, look at this. These are all the free comic books, and I did pay a little bit for this to make sure I got every one of them, but oh my God. I mean, this is a massive amount of comic books, and I pretty much ran out of bags and boards, but I got everything finally bagged and boarded, but this is crazy. And also crazy is the fact that it's running so late, but there are some gems in here, and I'm kind of glad that I've got this box open up now, because there's at least one book in here I'm really glad I've got an extra copy of now. But it's a lot of books. I mean, wow, this is going a lot. So I'm going to try to break with what I normally do, which I sit here and I talk about the books and why it's important to me sometimes and what the artists are in there and everything. And I'm going to try to bang these out. But I'm going to save the free comic books for the end so we can bang through those pretty quick. But let's start with Marvel. And I'm going to break this down a little differently than just by the series or the types of books they are and everything. And we're going to start with the series of Marvel Universe. I'm reading this here. Marvel Universe Connecting Variant by Chris Giarrusso. And Giarrusso was down at Heroes Con, and I did get him to sign one of his comic books. He had done a homage to Hulk 181. That was beautiful. And I did have trouble finding a lot of his variant covers. Well, I guess I had pre-ordered most of these. That's why I couldn't find them, because I had pre-ordered them. And I'm just going to go through this. And every one of these is kind of a throwback to the old Marvel Universe books, the Marvel A to Z books back in the middle and late 80s. And I'll just go through it. We've got Doctor Strange of Asgard, number 2. Immortal Thor, 22. Moon Knight, number 7. Amazing Spider-Man, number 2. Daredevil, number 20. And just so you know, and I'm not going to show it, but every one of these covers is a wraparound, and it's got all the characters for the Daredevil here. These are all the characters that in the alphabet start with D, and in that you see Dr. Octopus, you see Dr. Doom, you see... Who else do you see on there? You know, people I don't know. There's Diablo, there's Dazzler. And as you go through this, I think I had a second one of Amazing Spider-Man number 2, or was that the same one? I can't remember. It's a lot of... they're pretty cool. One World Under Doom, number 3. and then X-Men number 14. And I will definitely, I'm going to keep all these together, so if I see Gio Russo again, I will take these and hopefully get him to sign these. And, of course, these are variant covers of these books, so I will probably try to get the art, if any of the artists or the writers are on those books, I will try to get them on there as well. All right, let's just get right into Marvel, and we're going to, I'll tell you, this is how old this is. I'm literally finally getting my copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1, the new relaunch right here. And I had just gotten these signed down at HeroesCon by Joe Kelly and John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. So they had just signed those. I had pre-ordered I believe this is a Ryan Stegman variant, a #1, and there was issue #2 in there as well. And then we go over to Avengers #25, continuing the One World Under Doom. And we got West Coast Avengers #6. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Ben Harvey has been doing the covers on those right there. All right, continuing with Marvel, Fantastic Four #31. Another, of course, we just had the relaunch of Fantastic Four. That #1 just hit newsstand as I'm filming this right now. #1 of the new relaunch of this series, which honestly isn't really much of a relaunch, just hit the stands. So I'm really running behind here with this particular order. But that's the one thing about ordering comics ahead of time like this. And most of the time, I don't need my comics in this quickly. If I need books quickly, I've got plenty of LCSs in the area, and I will just go down there and pick them up if I need them for a signing, for example. We got One World Under Doom #3. I believe this is still Ben Harvey doing covers. Doom Academy #3, Villa-Lobos cover. Thunderbolts Doomstrike versus the original Thunderbolts. This is issue #3. Doom Division #2. And Superior Avengers #1. Yeah, I'm running really behind on this right here. Normally, I don't read all these books at this time. What I'll do is I usually will save up some of these and read them 2 or 3 books at a time. So at some point, I will get around to reading everything, but I will read them in batches. Like for Hell Hunters, I've actually kind of enjoyed this, but I'm actually going to, when I get all these issues together, this is #5, I will sit down and read the whole story as one thing. I guess I could just wait for a trade paperback, but I don't particularly like collecting trade paperbacks. I like the comics. We got some Ultimate books here, and I've pretty much down to the only Ultimate books I get are Ultimate Spider-Man now and Ultimate Wolverine. Of course, we had Chris Condon just come to Third Eye Comics, so I got him to sign a bunch of issue #1s on Ultimate Wolverine. We've got Rivals #1. I think this was just the main cover. We've got Predator versus Spider-Man #1, and this came out a while ago. I literally got Ben Percy when this book came out. We're already on issue, I think, 3 at this point. When issue #1 came out, the launch party at Third Eye Comics was Ben Percy coming there and him signing this and several other books. We've got Godzilla vs. Spider-Man, and this looks really good. Nick Bradshaw has a very nice way about his art. I haven't really read this, but I thumbed through it because the cover looked a little like Art Adams to begin with. And, of course, Art Adams was known for drawing Godzilla as well back in the day. And I kind of wanted to take a quick look, but it's Nick Bradshaw doing the art there, and it's really cool. We've got Godzilla vs. the Hulk. And then we go right into the X-Men titles. And I don't know why I ordered this, but I had already dropped X-Men. But I'd been picking up the X-Men whenever Nitho Diaz does the artwork. And his artwork's very much like Ryan Stegman, who did this. But I like it better. I think it's a little bit more dynamic. And guys, if you agree with that, definitely check out his art. And let me know if you think Nitho Diaz is a better artist than Ryan Stegman. We've got Weapon X-Men #3. I'm continuing to pick up Rogue Savage Land. I'm not really care for the art on the interior, but these Kari Andrew covers on the regular covers are really good. And so have the J. Scott Campbell variants on Rogue Savage Land. That's issue #4. We've got Juggernaut #1. I don't remember really ordering this, but I guess I did. We've got Magic #4. I believe, yeah, J. Scott Campbell. Not one of my favorites on here, but J. Scott Campbell, regular cover. Cable, Love and Chrome #4. And then lastly, oh, not quite. 2 more for the X-Men. We've got Wolverine and Kitty Pryde #1. Again, I think this is already up to issue #3. And this is the book that I said, I'm glad I pre-ordered this. I had picked one up off the stand, and I had tried to find it to take down to Heroes Con to have Daniel Warren Johnson sign it. I couldn't find the first print. I had a couple second prints, and in the end, I didn't get Daniel Warren Johnson to sign anything at all, just the way things worked out. But I've got another copy now of Wolverine #400, Legacy 400. It's actually issue #8 of the current run, but you've got this amazing Daniel Warren Johnson of Transformers fame doing this cover right here. And when I was at Heroes Con, you go by his table, you would have selected some things from Transformers, but this is all I saw. You saw posters, you saw tables laid out with nothing but this print right there, this comic. So a lot of people were getting this sign. And I think that's actually, yeah, that's it for Marvel, except for some facsimiles. But let's go to DC real quick. Continuing with Batman Hush with Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb. And you got this, I believe this is Andy Kubert variant cover right there. That was very nice. And I'm not reading like this. I'm still not reading this very much. I'm thumbing through it and looking at the art. It's very pretty. But I'm kind of waiting to get them all together to read the whole thing at one time. I've really actually enjoyed the current run on Detective Comics and the villain they've got in this right now. I've actually enjoyed this. Batman Long Halloween, we're just talking about Jeff Loeb, but we're still continuing with this series. And I think this is #7 of 10, so we got 3 more to go. And probably one of my favorite runs on Batman right now is from Philip Kennedy Johnson doing Batman and Robin. And this has actually been highly recommended. This run has been highly recommended on other channels. So I would recommend picking up this. I didn't realize when Philip Kennedy Johnson had started the run on this, but it's one of those I kind of got to go back and get some of the back issues now. He's also writing that Hellhunters that I had there as well. Now, one of the best books at DC right now is Aquaman with Jeremy Adams writing this. Am I right? Yep. This is issue #4. And I decided to jump onto Superman with the milestone 25th issue right here. And I believe you've got... Who is this? It's Joshua Williamson is writing this, I believe. Still, he was already writing this, but he'd come to Third Eye, and for some reason I decided to jump on at this time. I think it's because they had been pushing Summer of Superman special, which has already been out for a while, and they got that great Lozano cover of Supergirl as one of those really great covers. Well, I didn't pre-order that, but I did pre-order let me pronounce this here, Chrissy Zulu Omega? I can't read it. I know who this is. I've gotten her to sign a book or two in the past, but she did this beautiful crypto variant cover there of the Superman special. Fire and Ice #1. I think I only got this because what I find is a very acceptable, very good Terry Dotson cover right here, and Rachel Dotson too. I'm kind of hit and miss on a lot of his covers. Whenever he uses a lot of black ink and it's very thick, I don't like it as much, but this one is very light on the inking, and yeah, so I picked that up. I've been continuing with the New Gods. This is issue #5. That's actually just been a fun read so far. This, I hold on to it because I loved it so much in the past, but I'm not enjoying this at all, really. Secret Six #2. Again, we're already up to at least 3 or 4 issues into this run, maybe 5, I don't know. Justice League Unlimited number 6. I think Mark Waid is still writing this. Yep, Mark Waid's still writing that. All right, let's put this down. As I said, a lot of books, guys. If somebody can count this at some point and watch the video, let me know how many books I've got. We've got Resurrection Man Quantum Karma number 1. I don't recall ordering this at all. And then we go down finally for DC here. We've got the Absolute books. We've got Absolute Batman number 7. And I know issue number 9 had just come out, and I'd gotten Scott Snyder to sign that when he came to Third Eye Comics, and I took it down and got Nick Dargata to sign that book as well. So we're already a couple issues past this order again. Luckily, again, I don't need these books for any timely purpose, so it's not that big a deal. Absolute Flash number 2. Absolute Superman number 6. Absolute Wonder Woman number 7. And, I should say Martian Manhunter number 2. And lastly, I finally got, even though I'd picked this up off the newsstand or at the LCS anyway, I did pick up the Absolute Green Lantern number 1 right there. I honestly didn't enjoy the Flash or Green Lantern all that much. And after, I think, the second issue of ordering those on both of them, I've stopped on both of those titles. All right, which way? I've got plenty of directions. I've got books all over the place here. Let's go to the independents. And honestly, my pleasure in comics comes from these independents above everything from DC and Marvel. My 2 favorite books right now. And continuing right now, Conan the Barbarian with Jim Zub writing. Doug Braithwaite is still the artist on issue number 20, although I think in 21 and then in 22. 22 just came out in the newsstand. I was at the LCS today, and it had already come out. So we're 2 issues past, and they've already changed artists. I don't think Doug Braithwaite is going to be on the art anymore, but what I like about this particular is Braithwaite's art is always very good, but the cover is a Del Torre cover. Yeah, De La Torre, I should say. And that was the artist when the run initially started. And yeah, that's really, really nice stuff right there. And then my other favorite book, these are the 2 that will get pulled aside as soon as I'm done filming, and we will read these books. And it's Usagi Yojimbo. This is issue number 2 of 5, 10,000 Plumes. And I do continue to read and get Something's Killing Children, number 41. And this is a really good book as well. Great read. I love this. I've loved this run because Joshua Williamson came to the shop when issue number 1 launched, G.I. Joe. This is issue number 6. And I don't remember why I ordered number 4, although I am a Scrooge McDuck fan. You can see him right over my head there in one of his most famous comic books. But I ordered DuckTales number 4. Don't know why I did that. And here's issue number 2 from Universal Monsters, The Mummy. And that's odd. They probably did not have a variant cover that I really preferred. This definitely looks like the cover for cover A, probably. All right. I'm looking all over. Got some good stuff here. Let's go to the facsimiles. We've got from Skybound, I guess they worked it out with Marvel, but they did a facsimile for the Silent issue number 21 from G.I. Joe, the original run. And then I got a couple copies. I believe this is the first appearance of Dr. Fate. We've got Fun Comics which number is this? Number 73. And I guess I ordered 2 copies of that. I've cut down on ordering multiple copies of facsimiles. I'm not getting these graded anywhere like I was, but I still like getting them. Sometimes in my mind, I'm thinking, if I get 2, one of them's probably going to get graded, but who knows? I believe Teen Titans here. This is Brave and the Bold, number 60. I think this is the first appearance of Wonder Girl. I could be wrong on that, though. And again, we're running out of space. This is it's an amazing amount of comic books, I tell you. Fantastic Four, number 4, one of the greatest Fantastic Four books of all time. We introduced the Submariner and the Silver Age right there. X-Men number 134. Part of that wonderful Dark Phoenix run. This is actually the first appearance of the Dark Phoenix. I still think it's a cameo if you apply it like you do the Incredible Hulk with Wolverine. First appearance, right. Oh, it's 181. Well, it's not really. His first appearance was 180 in the last panel. That's the same with this. Although it is a half-page panel, it's still a single appearance. It's a cameo in the sense that if you go by that with Wolverine, then shouldn't this be the cameo book? I always think that issue 135 with that wonderful Dark Phoenix cover, that's a homage to a Neil Adams X-Men book. That honestly should be the money book for Dark Phoenix, but that's me. And then finally we've got, for facsimiles, we've got Superman number 233, Kryptonite No More. Wonderful Neil Adams cover right there. And I did get the toy version. It's the same facsimile on the inside, but we've got the Superpowers mock-up here of Superman breaking his chains. So that's pretty cool. All right. So finally, well, I'll tell you what. Before we even get to the free comic books, let me talk about the free stuff I've got here. The other free stuff, we got Image Scene. I guess this is the previews to Image Comics when you're doing your pre-orders. We've got DC Connect, the same thing right there with upcoming. These would have been very helpful to have for my pre-orders, but I didn't have this order in, so none of these preview guides did me any good, because look here, we've got the preview guide for Marvel previews here. Hey, I can pre-order this issue right here, Fantastic Four #1. Well, guys, I literally, this week, it just came out. So this pre-order helpful catalog, this helpful guide was not helpful at all. And so that's it for the preview, guys. And I'll show you the one thing that a little bit more oversized than normal. I did get a facsimile of Action Comics #1, and it is really huge. I'm going to have to break out some Golden Age bags and boards for this book right there. And these I really like. I tell you, I'm so tempted on some of these early Action Comics #1. They got some really some early Batman Detective Comics 27 facsimiles that are this Golden Age size. I'm thinking about maybe getting some of those graded, because I think those would be really cool to have graded in your collection, even more so than some of the facsimiles you get from that I used to get graded. X-Men #1, Iron Man 56, facsimiles that are pretty cool to have. But I think some of those, these are, if they were the real book, it would be $100,000 books, right? Those would be pretty cool. All right, let's get into real quick here, and I'm going to run through this, and I'm warning you now, guys, I'm going to butcher some names, because there's definitely some manga in this free comic book day stuff. But let's go real quick. I don't know why I've got 2 in some of these, but I do. We've got 2 copies of the Energon universe right there with G.I. Joe and Transformers. We've got 2 from Transformers Worst Bought Ever. There's 2 of those there. Making a mess. And then I got 2 from I Hate Fairyland from Scotty Young. And I think I had this on me, but I did not get Scotty Young to sign that. I got him to sign a lot of other stuff at Heroes Con, but honestly, I don't really care about his I Hate Fairyland stuff. Now, some of his independent stuff that he has written, I've really enjoyed. In fact, I think he's a better writer than he is an artist, believe it or not. His Strange Academy was fantastic. And The Me You Love in the Dark, I love that little miniseries. That right there was one of probably my favorite books over the last couple of years, too. That was a limited series. All right, real quick here, let's just run through it. We've got Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, bleh. Creaky Acres, and a lot of these are obviously kids' books, but I just ordered a package from M&M Comics, and they just sent me everything. They just sent it to me late. We got the all-in special for Superman and DC Comics. We got Mega Man. And I'm going to start putting these down here. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there we go. We got Street Fighter versus Rival Schools. We've got the Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe right there. We've got Godzilla, The New Heroes. We've got Marvel Voices. Find Your Dark New Fear. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what this one is. Looks like they got some horror stories in there. We've got The Mighty Men Origins from Dark Horse Comics. We've got another Star Wars book here from Marvel. From Marvel, we've also got the Free Comic Book Day for Fantastic Four. Marvel Iron Man, Awesome Friends. Definitely a kid's book right there. We've got Speed Racer. The Phantom. Ray Fawkes wrote this, and he was at Third Eye along with a couple of other people that I'm going to talk about here. But Ray Fawkes was there when this came out for Free Comic Book Day, and if you watched that video, you saw me get this signed while I was there. We've got from EC Comics the Blood Type, and of course the regular series is already launched. There's been several issues of Blood Type already out there. This is pretty good. Mark Spears' Monsters. Bad Kitty. Power Rangers Prime. We got Boom 20. This is, I guess, showcasing 20 years of Boom Studios. Archie's Comic Spectacular. Then we've got, I'm not sure if this is a comic or not, but it's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I think this is, nope, that was not necessarily a manga, but it's definitely, this could be more of a catalog. I'm not really sure. We've got, from DC, we've got Barda, done in a very kid-friendly style. I have no idea how to pronounce this. I told you I'd get to some manga here, and this is Kagurabachi. Yes, that's it. And then there's no way I'm going to get this. Tamaguchi Paradise? I don't know. Beats me. I don't know. They're all part of the Free Comic Book Day stuff. Post Malone's Big Rig, and I believe the artist, I think Nathan Golden on this, was actually at Third Eye, but I was away in Seattle on training with Amazon, and I missed the signing completely on this as the regular issue #1 launched, I believe, this week. Superman's Good Guy Gang. We have Kangaroo from DC Comics. We've got All In Absolute Universe 2025 Special Edition #1. I don't remember seeing that out there when I went to Free Comic Book Day. We've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Champion, a graphic novel. Yeah, a lot of these I never saw when I went to the stores. Third Eye didn't have everything. The shop up in Reisterstown, Maryland, Cards, Comics, and Collectibles does a really good job with having all of these books too. And they didn't have all these either. Dr. Seuss graphic novels. And then we got from Marvel, Hulk Teach. All right. We've got Will Eisner, a comics biography. I know I picked that up. We've got Thundercats, Power Girls here. Definitely picked that up. Def Leppard, Hysteria. And go back to Free Comic Book Day. Jim Zub came in again, and we've got Conan, Scourge of the Serpent, and he signed this as well as a bunch of his regular Conan books. So that was great. That's why I went to Third Eye, because Jim Zub was going to be there. And you guys, if you watch my channel at all, you know I am a huge Jim Zub fan on Conan right there. Now this is some sort of I believe it's a Viz Comics book. I think this is, no, it's not a manga, but it is definitely manga art in there. So I don't know if that's more of a catalog or anything. And the other person there was Jason Shaw. And he's somebody I know locally here in the Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland area. I met him through him selling comics at some of the local shows, but he wrote his own comic right here and produced it, and it is Snow Monkey. And this was the Free Comic Book Day version. And just as Free Comic Book Day was coming out, issue #1 was going to be coming out right after that. And he'd already given me a copy of it, so I had him sign this and that first copy that he gave me. We got Diablo. And last batch, guys. We're finally at the end here. Disney's Gargoyles Demona. We've got Best of 2000 AD. You got some Judge Dredd stuff going on there. And then from Keen Spot, you have Toy Box. And this is, oh boy, Gundam Wing W. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't remember seeing this out there as one of the free comic books either. And then finally, Black Mirror, right there. And guys, that is it. That is a lot of books. I don't have any idea. I tell you what I'm going to do, though, is when I'm done filming here, I'm going to put everything back in one box. And I'm going to count, and I'll put up on the screen right here how many books were in this order. I would say we're probably in the, probably at least into, what do you think? Did we get up to over 80 books right there? That's amazing. And this is one of those things, if you were paying full cover price, it would be astronomical. It's already astronomical. But anyway, we've made it through to the end. Thank you for sticking in there if you did. If you enjoyed all these new comic books, definitely give me a like, slap that subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the episodes that I put out each and every week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. And if you have any of these books, you want to talk about any of these books, you have comments about some of the books that I picked up, definitely leave me a comment in the comment section below. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go get the books back into a short box and organize them and do that count for you guys. I'll see you for the next show. Until then, remember, every comic has a story.